Another big issue that I have with Democrats is just the hypocrisy about everything. You could say I'm a single issue voter, and it's really the my biggest problem, fear, concern is the weaponization of um, the Justice Department, essentially, and intelligence agencies, and the deep state. Because whatever their goals and motivations are for uh, all of the nefarious crap that they do all the time, whatever those motivations are, I do not believe that they are good. I have a lot of theories about what I think they are, but regardless, manipulating the public and the propaganda that they disseminate, there's no good reason to do that. Somebody recently said, if you have to lie to make your point, then you don't really have a point. So that was a driving principle of my initial interest into politics. I went in 2016. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I didn't really care that much. I definitely did not want Hillary Clinton to win. But I didn't think that Trump had a chance, so I just didn't even bother that day. Apathy, I guess, was the word. But then I was pleasantly surprised and cautiously optimistic when Trump ended up beating her. And then, as I've covered a lot on the early videos on this channel, I started to notice how they were lying about Trump being a Putin asset, and it seemed obvious at the time, just at face value, that Hillary Clinton made all of that stuff up to distract from her email scandal and then provide a justification for why she lost. And then if you just followed that story and paid attention to it, all of that, the proof all came out later. So that brings me to the next topic that I want to talk about, which is this Durham Report that was recently released a couple weeks ago, which basically confirms everything that I did cover in those early videos on this channel, from the fact that Hillary paid for the Steele dossier, the Russian P-tape allegations, that was all just crap that Hillary made up and then gave to the FBI and the CIA, and then they disseminated it to the media and propagandized everybody into not liking Donald Trump. And just like if you've paid attention to history, nothing bad ever happens to these people. No matter how much they lie about things and how obvious it is, they don't really have any watchdogs in the media to call them out on it or hold them accountable. So people just move on to the next news story and quit paying attention. So I want to show a couple of these clips from the show The Five, well, on Fox. If anybody's not familiar with it, it's like five people on a panel, and four of them are typically Republican conservatives, and then they'll throw in a token liberal. And I'm fully aware of the fact that this a token Democrat, blue and on, whatever you want to call them, not classic liberals, but I'm fully aware of the fact that this Democratic Party representative that they always have on might be given talking points, or maybe is getting paid by Fox News to sound like the dumbest person alive, so everybody on the panel can just pick them apart and make them look stupid for the Fox News audience. I get that that is a possibility, but in this particular case, the talking points that she is parroting, I have not heard anything different or any better arguments from people that I do see as maybe the more intelligent thought leaders in the Democratic Party, which I get is a bit of an oxymoron, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. So in this first clip, this woman has the audacity to make the point that it's no big deal that the FBI lied to the American people and used the CIA and the media to propagandize everybody into discrediting Donald Trump and undermining his presidency. And it's no big deal because those were some of Trump's best moments on the campaign. He really got people riled up at his rallies over it, and ultimately, DNC did him a favor with the false allegations and weaponization of the Justice Department against him.
Jessica, where do the American people go to get 2 years of the presidency that they voted for back? Because the president was under this cloud nonstop during his presidency.
Admit we should get a redo.
Who needs to apologize?
We can't survive the redo of that. And frankly, Donald Trump got some of his best moments out of the, quote, Russia collusion.
Did the American people?
He fed off of it.
Oh, come on. No, I mean, really?
He did.
I mean, who benefited? You're saying someone actually benefited from this?
Trump, who is a showman, benefited by being a victim of this. And that's why he continues to proliferate the image that he is a victim. He did it last week in his town hall. Okay.
That argument, just that anybody would have the cojones to say that on television. They're like, yeah, that's fine that I falsely accused you, used the entire media apparatus and the intelligence agencies to go after you and propagandize roughly half the country into thinking that you're a Russian agent, Putin puppet Nazi, but you had some good beats on the campaign trail with it. So, water under the bridge. That's, if that is your moral value system, that's how you think that that's a fair trade, that's, who cares with that? We are on completely different, planes there. We'll never see eye to eye on that one.
Here's the thing with the John Durham investigation. If all of what Jesse just said is true, why are there no new charges? Why does someone put out a 306-page report? I think that's what it was. And everyone then just goes home, goes about their business.
It's an inside job, Jessica.
You can't if you keep losing this much,
they protect their own.
Maybe they're just losers, right?
So that's one of the points there, just that hypocrisy that, oh, we're not supposed to take the Durham report seriously because there were no new charges. But I can remember back to the Mueller report where there were no new charges and the Democratic Party wasn't satisfied with that as the end of the investigation, that, you know, maybe there was a cover-up, or maybe for some reason all the people that have jobs where they have the power to prosecute or indict people, all of them just decided that they didn't have that authority, or whatever excuse that they came up with at the time for why the Mueller report was not a nothing burger, even though there were no new revelations or charges or anything interesting that came out of that. But when it comes to a report about Hillary Clinton, then suddenly you can't have a cover-up, there's no such thing as that. Everybody does everything on the up and up all the time, and if there was something there, she would have been charged with it. It's very annoying double standard.
There isn't truth to what you've been arguing all along here by just saying no, because you charge the report. So, two things about the report. The report says that there's truth and that the point of this was to find whether any person or entity violated the law. John Durham could say all this, but he doesn't find any legal law breaking. Otherwise, he would bring new charges. He tried 3 times. He has 1 low-level conviction and 2 acquittals. Basically came up with bupkis after 4 years of wasting.
So it's okay for the FBI to manipulate what the American people think based on lies?
It is absolutely not okay. I think that they should have told the Trump campaign if there were people that were trying to influence it.
Yeah.
But the only person who actually lost out by the FBI was Hillary Clinton when Jim Comey got up there 11 days before the election and said that they had a second investigation opened into her emails and didn't find anything. They saved her.
This is a new statement.
Because when you get too high up, nobody pays.
Right.
Another bit of hypocrisy that I see here is when it comes to investigations into the establishment, people like Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton or the intelligence agencies. They'll write a report like the Durham Report, or they'll do a press conference like James Comey did about Hillary Clinton, and they'll give you the list of all of the laws that these people broke. Or the deviations from the standard procedures that they took in these cases. But then they'll tell you that they're not going to do anything about it because they've never charged anybody with this type of crime before. You're not supposed to go after your political opponents. They have all kinds of excuses to justify why they are essentially saying, yes, they did it, yes, they broke the law, but we're not going to do anything about it. But then when it comes to really any issue involving Donald Trump, then they'll tell you, they'll go through this whole investigation, write these reports, press conferences, January 6th primetime TV coverage to tell you, well, we didn't really find anything, but this is what we're going to do about it. And all of a sudden, those norms of not prosecuting your political opponents or not charging people with something if it's never been, nobody else has ever been charged with it before, those standards go out the window. And I don't care, to me, I don't care how you feel about the particular political issues, whether you support universal health care or you're pro-life or whatever political opinion, like stance that you have that dictates to you what side that you're going to vote for. I don't understand that regardless of that, how you can't look at that double standard on how they go after establishment figures versus how they go after anti-establishment figures, and how they use the Justice Department to go after these people and the media to smear the reputations of these people. Regardless of how you feel about the political issues, I don't understand how people can be okay with or not see that hypocrisy. I mean, because you can still support those things and want those things, but maybe recognize that the people who are currently in charge, who are the establishment, that they don't actually have the people's best interests at heart, that they're not really trying to be the safeguards of democracy like they claim to be.